Priscilla. It's a better life than Paris Hilton. Something like that. She doesn't have a gold-plated order box. Maybe I should get one. I'm not sure where you get one. I don't know if I want one. Gold-plated food bowls or something like that. Great, something else I have to do. I don't think they need that. So, alright, try to go a little bit lighter. It's been kind of heavy recently, but necessary in the past. So, alien contact energy is kind of a continuation from yesterday. I feel like there's some details there. I guess there's always something there, right? See if I remember how to do this. It's been a while. That's right. Cybersaw.com at private sessions. Hello there, Priscilla. How are you? Scheduler and the shop here. Hey, Kitty. Yeah. You can say some individuals here in the world can't handle the truth or don't want to hear it. So, in that case, they just not sure what happens with that. Well, some let me be cryptic about it a little bit, but this cat's nuts. It's funny. Lost my train of thought. Yeah, so I kind of keep it general too. Some people have been through traumas in life. Yeah, and then they go through a lot of guilt situations, and then you say they settle for less. Let's put it that way. Out of fear of making more bad decisions or being conned and things like that, they want to get conned again. So they just, especially go from one con to the other, to the other, to the other, on a personal level. And so, it's subtle and just sort of, I think I mentioned this before, it's kind of like some of those people that marry like someone like in their 80s or something like that. Shit like that. Something like that. You just sort of settle for where the fuck that is. So, and then like internally implode or something like that. I think it gets to you. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm not in those situations, but I imagine it kind of gets to you after a while, or you just sort of it's kind of like eating baked beans all the time. You sort of just like, these taste good, even if they taste like shit. It's like, this is fine, even if it sucks. Something like that. Of course, nothing relationship-wise ever as it wears off, but still, if you're not in the best situation, yeah, anyway, I wouldn't know. I'm not in any of those. I don't do that crap. Anyway, I got a whack job here. So, but off to alien disclosure energy. So, yeah, there's some alien groups that I would assume there's some. I know of one. I imagine there are others that don't they connect to alien beings, but they're not the good guys, it's the bad guys. And you know, and the person like the main contact there, yeah, he might have portals and stuff like that opening up. That doesn't mean they're good ones. you know, they might have a light show or some kind of nonsense. I'm not sure if it goes that far. But if you feel like you have alien visitors around, and I've had that from that group, but they're not good though. It's like, yeah, so this is obviously can't go into all the details of it because I'll get energy attacked and it won't do any good. I just have to keep it general, but yeah, it's like too good to be true type situations. Of course, I can't mention. I'll mention this because I don't know anything about it that much. Is it Stephen Greer does like connections? Like he would go meditate but UFOs might show up in the distance. That's but of course there's you know a weirdness. And it's always like he always says the same shit over the time. It's always the same old thing over and over again. But that's kind of I don't know. I'm not going into that too deeply, but. I believe there are that's just calling UFOs from a distance, and that's not necessarily a negative. But of course, I'm not going there. Yeah, it's just the same message over Zuri. It's just their record player. there. You see no results. So, but I just mentioned it because of the alien contact stuff there. Is that? Yeah, I'm not gonna go there. But there are some groups that you actually feel like you're getting contact. Like I said, they're not the good guys. And they're just steal your soul, whatever. Yeah, it's so we do have we obviously have angelic beings around us. We have elemental beings, dragons, and everything. We also have alien beings too, because of the future versions of us, past versions of us, and so on. You think about that too often, you go completely nuts. But we do have a presence around us that's constant. Like I can feel the grays every now and then. I don't really tap into. I mean, I think that line is getting thinner of feeling them around every now and then. But I'm just mostly concentrating on my path, not so much them. But so there is contact. Maybe not as exciting as you'd like it to be. Whereas you can do a telepathy connection, or just to use your intuition, or it's not that important. If you're not feeling. I mean, I don't think about it too often because people get too obsessed with that and just focus on the mission. What you're to accomplish, what you're doing with yourself, you're tapping into them. I mean, that's fine on soul growth level, but you still have a life. You have to do something with it. If you're always tapping into them, not doing anything with yourself, or if that's your life and just not doing anything, well, that's different. But if you're here to do something, because action is everything here. In your means. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't mean you have to be Elon Musk action. Of course, he's getting karma like a motherfucker. I mean, first he's high on drugs and he's building a space city and pissing everybody off and who knows what else is going on. So that's the thing. Some people might envy that life, but also you're affecting lives also, so you're getting karma for that. Not that you can always help it. I mean, you got the best intentions and still get karma, but when you're a mad drunken person, do you want that on your rap sheet? Do you want to go through that? I mean, not to say many have not gone through that. If you feel like you had some kind of lifetime, maybe not exactly like that, but influential, yeah, just gotta do what you gotta do there. But either way. But for like alien contact, like here physically, like I said, it's always on the table. At least my connections with when they intervened, in a good way, it was usually just like the only like if I'm not getting a message intuition wise, if I already made up my mind, like this is like years ago, like 2017 years ago. I was going to go into the I was going to go. I'm not sure if I was going to channel the elite, but I was going to kind of go through the 13 families, and at least I was thinking about it. And then that weekend, I had a Palladium being connected to me, just for a second. I felt like the nicest being in the nicest being ever, and just had talk about alien disclosure, and that was it. So that's another reason why I've been doing it here. So and I just so like they do, it's like something out of the Bible. It's like they will intervene every so often if to keep you on some kind of course. So even if you're struggling and all that, it's like, yeah, well, that's as long as you're as long as you're not swaying too far off the road, they won't intervene. They are working with it intuition wise and all that, but when they actually have to make some kind of contact, that means they have to kind of get you. Well, you always have a choice, but at least you're giving you an option to do something different. So you do have beings around you assisting, and yeah, things can be better financially, and your powers can be more powerful. But sometimes your abilities, sometimes better, less is more. You see how the world is right now, and you're acquiring your abilities, but it seems like you're getting your abilities, and someone triggers you. You like mentally attack him or something. Not that you're like you're still kind of premature with your connecting, and you like mentally just get pissed off at someone, and then something happens to them, and that's on your ass on that. So that can't happen. So sometimes having you have abilities, but don't have to be in full force. Like you pick up on the frequencies of what other people are thinking and all that. It's like, oh jeez, it gets kind of overwhelming. But physical contact, I think I said that before, but it's always on the table. It's just on a world scale, that you can feel the energies if we're ready. At least enough of us are, because it's a lot to take in. Because once they show up, there's no going back. Yeah, and they're just, I think they're ready, sort of. It's just putting us in that situation, those that are in an awakened state. It's still a lot. It's like all of a sudden you have a celebrity and you weren't looking for it. It's kind of like that, because if you can connect to them and you make a video or something, people get, you get unwanted attention, because you just want to share your message and you're doing it innocently, listen, you got too much attention, you want to go hide somewhere and so on, so, because it becomes more crystal clear why they're here. And these are the good guys. So for contact, this is a weird one. It's like, with the good ones comes the bad ones. Or, is the good ones going to show up first, or is the bad ones going to show up first? That's that's a tough one. Or they both show up at the same time. Like one group shows up that's good, but then the bad guys show up, and the bad guys come off as more positive than the other ones, and they're the bad guys. So, like, oh look, we look like gods and so on and yada yada yada. It's like, something. Well, I feel this darkness coming from them. Are they mentally manipulating me right now? Stuff like that, whatever. Those can be like Nordic type beings. So, You know. So anyway, it's hard to. I don't think we'll get contact. Could be wrong, but it feels like it'd be more humanoid. It'd be like a Palladian or a Syrian or whatever. I don't think it'll be like a dolphin being or anything like that, or a cat being. I mean, that might be later on. Of course, they can always appear here as a holographic, but of course, a lot of people will freak out because they think it's just the government. Either way, the government's going to get some kind of blame for it. And they're, and now then you have the secret, the SSP stuff, the fake alien invasions and all that, which I believe that's on the table too. I feel like they can't do it, but of course you just never know. So sometimes it's like I say, less is more when nothing shows up. I mean, obviously they're around us, but God, you just never know. It could be one day just plain nothing, just same old, same old. Next day, alien beings are here. And you just never know. I mean, mentioning it too is kind of doesn't mean it'll be the bad guys. It can be, but it doesn't mean it'll be. It's just good to have that awareness. Of course, those are spiritually connected. Hopefully, your issues are not blocking you from what's really going on here. Because if someone's going through their issues, like everybody's bad, everyone's this, oh, remember you guys tortured me 200 years ago? It's like, oh, fuck, man. We're never going to get out of this. We're screwed. So, but yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, we feel like we are here for some reason, not just to talk about this stuff, but it can be just that. And we'll trying to go completely insane. And it's like we're here for some kind of contact to bring it in. So, and that's for any, those that are just like issues aside, internal issues aside. So you gotta have some kind of, I mean, you might ever have a connection, but when they do appear here physically, if they ever do, obviously it'll scare the hell out of the public and it'll just instantly go to instant fear. But feeling out the energies of it, I mean, of course, there's a good side to everything. But it doesn't mean the ones that show up here would necessarily be bad. But the first ones can be good, but like I said, the bad ones will be right around the corner. There's no doubt about it. And it's just the way it is. They got issues. They got, you think we got problems. It's like, I mean, they got more problems than us. We're in a world that's difficult, but you just, fourth dimensional being, you fuck with everybody, F humanity, F themselves. They just have issues. Just the way to, it's, as some people with the SSP stuff, there's some issues out there with these beings, but it's just good to be aware of all aspects of contact, let's put it that way. But I feel like it's highly likely. I'm not going to take it off the table. It's, it was earlier, I forget what it was, April, or I forget what it was, but, I was at the shopping center and felt the energies of them. I mean, it wasn't me tapping into them, they were tapping into me. And just feel the alien disclosure frequency. It was there like a beam of energy. At least 5-10 minutes, maybe longer than that, which I haven't had that like ever. And this is not me reaching out to them. This is their and now when I go there, I can feel their vibes, but they're just observing. I think that's how they become shopaholics. They watch a shop, maybe not. Maybe they become anti-consumer. Anyway, well, some people shop obviously just for coping mechanism, get through life, whatever. So, whatever. It sounds so, whatever. But it's funny how shopping centers are. Well, it's just where the people are, and then they can scan the frequencies of people just to see where the energy is, just to see where not necessarily spying, but just feeling the frequency of where like a temperature check of where we are. And they do that in other places too, but a shopping center, just, you're outside, you're just, It's just, I imagine they can feel the energy of the other, but something about the shopping center energy is just, it's kind of like you're, you know, even on a higher level, like you know about them, obviously, right? Even those that don't believe in any of this, it's like, yeah, I don't mind getting scammed by an alien. What's the big deal, right? Yeah, and people worry about the airport thing. But like I said, they're just picking up on the frequency. They have to do that to see where we're at, see if we're going to go completely insane, or they just have to feel what's our weather forecast, human forecast, or where we are emotionally and stuff. It's stuff like that. It's not, also see probable futures, or like say possible futures and things like that. So, but I think that's how they do the contact energy. They just see, they check on the frequency of our planet. What's like, is this a good time? It's not, and they just go through different scenarios, like a holodeck. They have to kind of put themselves, like, even before incarnating here. I'm not sure about everybody, but I know some of us go through. Well, of course, if you're in like an alien military mission, they're just, I wasn't going to tell you F yourself all the time you're here. Yeah. Of course, everyone has their difficulties, but yeah, when you're alien undercover, uh, and you're not on TV shows, you're not signing autographs, whatever, who gives a fuck about that? Yeah, with the sellouts do that, but anyway. Kind of lost my train of thought there. But when you, yeah, yeah, so those that are in like the military alien groups that are here to, what is it called, ground crew. Yeah, you go through it when you're on your ship or wherever. You go through the holodecks of certain life scenarios. Can you get through it? It's like going to space, right? They test that. They test their, breathing and all that. So you put you through life situations, and this situation, that situation, and you improve. And I think you keep going through those scenarios just so you can master it. Even because when you get here, you obviously get hit by it. Getting through it's a whole other story. Especially when you try to connect to people, it's like, hey, you can evolve, or you cannot, and then throw it back in my face. Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, so that's why I mean, I don't know. It's I would think we're here for that. I would think so. Just have no roadmap for it for obvious reasons. But like I said, when they show up, man, I don't. I keep feeling, go by what you feel, but I feel like the government has they have no power whatsoever. It's like they're just, yeah, these are Palladians that show up in some capacity with love, support, kindness, and also telling you, yeah, so you're protected and also get ready for a backlash. But the government it's weird. It's kind of like, yeah, we know they exist, we know they're their shit, but, yeah, so they'll connect to them, but they also know their game too. The shadow government game know it all. And they're not afraid of it either, because they can intuitively pick up on it. They've been studying all. You can't hide from. That's their mission, is to know things, to know everything. Obviously, you're coming on. I mean, this is kind of like a Vietnam plan to some level. It's not that bad, but it has its moments. Doesn't mean they're going to put themselves in situations where they can be attacked by people. Feels like they have to stay out of that. Yeah, it's weird. But why would they show up here? Obviously to help us, get our shit together, basically. Find an alternative lifestyle. It's not so. Once again, just give us options. It's up to us to, it's not a cult or anything. It's just, a life option. You want to improve. You want to do, you want to not judge. You want not to judge. So on. Yeah, perfect. No, just you're going there just wanting to evolve. You can't evolve, and obviously others are just going to fight it. But whatever. So, and yeah, speaking your truth. So, yeah, they're very vague about obviously many things. Just that, I mean, I would say they're coming, but just have no like when or I don't know. Coming meaning like, appearing, whatever. I mean, obviously they're here. Just have to, once they're like I said, once they're here, those that are some of us that are connected to them on a physical level, yeah, just you feel no fear, and they even give you knowledge of how to handle this whole situation too. It's kind of like you become a different person. Yeah, just have more awareness, and the big thing is no fear because society's barbaric to some level. So we'll just have to wait and see. Of course, everyone's gonna have their conspiracies, like I say, the fear, it's the government, it's this and that, but I'm not feeling the government at all. It's just fascinating. I mean, like I said, they'll talk to the government, but they know they know their baggage, they know their skeletons, they know it all. Biden's a robot, whatever. Yeah, they know all that shit. Doesn't mean they're gonna reveal it all, because truth, as you know, truth could be. I mean, for some people, the truth is like, oh, I knew that, yeah, but how many are really on that page? Like Biden's a robot or whatever. It's like society be like, what the fuck? That'd be, there's some things I think that would take, it'd be kind of tough, Their soul is back. So, so yeah, for contact, yeah, that's I wasn't expecting you to go into this direction actually. I was actually going to challenge somebody, but maybe tomorrow. I kind of am actually right now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm bringing this up if I can never know. Yeah, June. I mean, just putting out truth bombs here and there. It's like, I don't know, they're gonna just show up on the 3rd or something like that. I don't fucking know. I don't know. The world is very bizarre right now. So, like where things are going. It could be contact year. It could very much be that way. No matter what other people say, we just never know. Just I mean, kind of like like with the economy and everything, the state of the world. It's kind of like it's in that spot where it can happen because not a hell of a lot is happening. Russia and all that. Ukraine's. I mean, if Russia does take over the Ukraine, would there anything be left of the damn place? It's like, it'll be, yeah. Talk about I'm not sure they'll have enough funds to rebuild the thing, but either way. But like the climate for alien contact. I mean, think about it. I mean, we had 2020. That was a reset. And you can say that's connected to some kind of contact at some point. Just out with the old, in with the new. So this year it could be a contact year. That's for you never know. So I guess we'll wait and see. So we won't know until it actually happens, though. So definitely know when it does happen, though. We'll see. I'm not getting any insider information, but I don't know. We'll wait and see. So, all right. Okay, blessings.